Hey folks, we're going to cover a real quick recap here of the first week of the Mr. Hadwick Democracy Bowl. This is your league commissioner, Ampillion, and I've got a bunch of ragtag crew of random assortment of people from all across the world here.
I can take the lead. Metroid here, hailing from Canada. How's everybody doing?
Hi, I'm Mike 2D6. How's everybody?
SixLeggedSpider, Northeast, USA.
And we...
I don't think Steelball's here, but we're both from the north of Finland. Well, I don't know if he's from the north, but I'm from the... Whatever!
Sneaky Finns in the call. So essentially we're just going to kind of break down what we saw this week in the first week of the Democracy Bowl. And that first game actually is, Mike, your game with House Fur.
Yes, I'm a coach of one of the Camry teams. We stepped onto the pitch. I had the ball first. I thought I'd have a little more casualties, but have with my Tomb Guardians, I only got one touchdown and lost the game.
Yeah, I think it came down to like that. There was a 2 dice down against you on one of your guys, and he managed to break out and get a pass in to get that last score in, and towards the end of the game.
Actually my thrower scored the touchdown. I got to break free with him and got him the right side of the pitch, and was thinking about doing the GIF, but had to wait a turn and had to defend at the goal line, and then made it.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, it was at least a close game. I mean, it wasn't a runaway game or anything like that, so things turned out all right, I guess. I mean, tough loss, but you're not out any pieces.
It was a close game. It was a real close game.
That second game was Rev Ricky D versus Cynical Razor. Oh,
Yeah, that was Halflings versus Elves. That was a good game.
I saw.
Halflings versus Elves.
Yeah, it was kind of just a chaotic mess for like most of it, from what I remember seeing, until like the very end.
Yeah, it was definitely a chaotic mess. Those Halflings were putting up cages and killing Elves. It was actually fairly surprising to see two deaths, I think, caused by the Halflings against the Elves that day.
Yeah, I think Cynical Razor had maybe like 3 elves on the field at one point.
Yeah, right near the end of the game, he only had 4 left.
Game after that was Blitz Ace and his Norse versus Steelball, and that guy's in the chat, if he's alive. But I don't think he is. But yeah, it was a pretty close game. 1-1 grind.
This one had a
hello.
lot of... There you go.
Yeah, I was pushing the wrong button, sorry. So, I played this game like really tournament type, and the Norse were pretty brutal at banging up my team guys. But I managed to score one pretty luckily, but after that the Norse players didn't really get I had to score quick, so they had a chance to score, but didn't. Then they scored the next half, and I had plenty of time but couldn't pick up the ball, and that's how it became a tie.
Yeah, I think we had a few of those kind of close games that ended up coming down to a bunch of missed pickups and that kind of thing.
Exactly. That's the kind of game it was.
And then the next game after that was Jay Barretton's Best Things in Life versus Mr. Walrus here. What happened there, Mr. Walrus?
was just a really boring 1-1 game where I got a couple lucky dodges where I didn't need to dodge, and then one unlucky snake ice roll, and that's why it's 1-1. And yeah, we were just punching each other for 16 turns, pretty much. Nothing special.
Yeah,
The best game.
those 1-1 ties kind of end up coming out a lot like that. Just a bunch of beating and not really much getting done. That next game on the list was Aldahissa's Rats versus Afro Comrade. And I didn't catch that game, but I knew that there was a turn 1 blitz with a gunner runner.
Well, what happened in this one is the Skaven got it first, scored in 2 touchdowns, because that's what they do. And then when they kicked it off to the Chaos team, they got a blitz, and the gutter runner caught it, and the Chaos Warrior only got 2 pushes. So now it was 2-0 Skaven after turn 3, and it pretty much just collapsed from there for the Chaos team.
Well, I gotta respect them for actually staying in there fighting and only letting it 3-0. So.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deficit to start out with. After that was Orion and Schnook. The 0-1 victory for Orion.
I didn't happen to catch that game. Did anybody here catch it?
Nope.
No, unfortunately. What was that, Norse versus Nurgle? You know what? I think I did see that
yes.
one.
Yes, I saw that one. That was basically the Blunder Bowl, because Beast of Nurgle got badly hurt by a rock at the start of the second half. So,
Oh, Jesus.
and then Orion almost blew a touchdown with a because he one dice blocked with his Frenzy Werewolf and got dub skulls, but then he rebounded next turn and ran it in. So always run in the touchdown when you have the chance, guys.
Always a good thing. After that was Matten and Robbins' debacle, we'll call it, because that went like about as bad as it possibly could have for Matten.
And then Cyanide, too.
Yeah, I'll talk about the cyanide part a little later, but yeah, suffice to say, losing both your word answers, like, dead on turn 2, not a good thing.
But besides that, it was mostly undead cage grind. It's what they do best.
Yeah, pretty decent showing by the undead there, and in the fact that they murdered the entire other team. Then Efates, I guess. I'm not a
Yeah, FELT, I think it is. But
yeah, and versus me and the Lizards. It was a pretty close game for what it turned out to be. I mean, I kind of feel like I got real lucky on the dice rolls, on the block rolls, and kind of had him in the dirt most of the game. And the Saurus pickup, I guess, was the highlight of that one.
But you didn't manage
yeah, I
to do
heard
anything with it.
almost a source TD.
Yeah, well, I blamed these guys for encouraging me to do that.
Well,
You
that's how you're
screwed it
supposed to
up.
do it.
Well, I was hoping it would just fail, and then I could go, alright, well, enough listening to this insanity, I'm just going to play. But no, it worked. Speaking of insanity, the game right after that is Omar's and MasterMetroid's halfling mess that went on.
Oh, that was a fun game, I'll tell you what. Unfortunately, started out a really bad way, seeing as how his team did not have 1,000 team value. It actually hampered my halfling team at the start. I didn't get my Master Chef, which means I had basically no rerolls for any of the shenanigans I needed to make. Started out very first turn, right off the kickoff, turn 1 touchdown. Thought I had something there, just had to hold them back, and he opened the floodgates. He got out ahead, I think it was 3-1, or 2-1, and after that, second half was more of the same. A couple turn one touchdowns from me, but unfortunately it was already 5-1 at that point, and a bit too late for that.
Replay download link in the description. Check it out.
Yeah, I'll put some of the Blood Bowl Manager stuff in there for people who want to check those games out in a bit more detail. But yeah, I like I said, I woke up this morning thinking that game was like some sort of disconnect error because the score was just crazy. I was like,
No. It became a shootout, quite literally. It was a bit late, but my gun started firing and my halflings were landing properly, so I got a couple nice touchdowns there without a reroll option, which doesn't normally happen with Knuckle, but hey, I'll take them when I get them.
It was
Also,
the game of the week.
Deep Root Strong Branch did steal my MVP, so there is that problem as well, but it should help make sure that my team value stays low enough to keep my team in contention.
And only one tree got SPP.
Yeah, only one tree got us. That's correct.
But definitely game of the week, so it was a fun game to watch.
yeah, I kind of figured the halfling games would probably be worth the watch.
It was a lot of fun to play, I will admit. For him to be scoring though, he played it really well. He kept he made sure that I would always have to move away from my treeman to go get the ball and bring it back, so I wouldn't be able to turn one. But the times that either bad kick or something put it in a scoring range, definitely took advantage. So something to watch out for in future games.
Let's see, after that we had Sad Pandas, Famous Animals, and Zodrock, Nice to Meet You. It was Chaos versus Underworld. I believe I saw that one, and I think the Underworld team actually put the beating. They were pretty bashy up against those Chaos team.
Yes, Underworld. Underworld brings the pain.
Yeah, Chaos doesn't have any skills, so it's possible, I guess. Knorr showed us how.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
with those blitzers. I mean, I think that's kind of the linchpin of that Underworld team starting off, is if you can get some injuries with those blitzers, even against Chaos.
Exactly.
Let's see.
And make some bullshit pass plays.
Yeah. And then after that we had SixLeggedSpider and the Joysticks versus Friar Tuck's Lizards, Doc Croc and the Scales.
Yes, for this one, the Croxador recorded the first kill of the tournament on one of my thralls, turn 1. And then the Saurus brought the pain too, with a KO of one of my 3 vampires in the second turn, so the first half was mostly just blunders all the way. And then one of my thralls fell on a end zone GFI, which we all know are 7+. And then second half, it mostly came down to his skinks not picking up the ball at all, even with re-rolls. And then I got
So he
some.
diced.
You could say that. We'll get to that though. But I won it turn 15, I think, on I hypnotic gazed his Croxagore, and then one of my thralls ran it in. And according to BB Manager, I rolled 22 Bloodlust rolls and passed every single one of them. So, you do that, Vampire's OP.
Side note, his vampires will be playing my halflings next week, so that should be exciting. We'll see how many bloodlust versus halfling kills we see in the game.
Uh-oh.
We'll see who kills more, his trees or my vampires killing my own thralls, so it should be a good time.
Bodies flying everywhere.
After that we got Fake Life's I Love the 90s versus Shoverbot's High Action Lone Stars.
The Elf Bowl.
I caught the tail end of that one, but that was definitely a solid game. A few losses on both sides for the teams, but it was definitely well played by both of them.
Yeah, I thought I remember Fake Life's guys coming out pretty early and putting the beatings to the other team.
And this one was
Yeah.
another catched blitz, making it 2-0 really quick.
Let's see, after that we've got BMG Forever versus Jolm's Game Stew. I'm trying to remember if I saw that one or not. Let's see, the Pro Elves versus Undead.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yes,
I'm
that
dead.
was it was textbook everything. 2-1 cage grind, elf screen, but BMG who managed to play his undead pretty well there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if Jolm had some injuries in that one early on too that kind of hurt him. I mean, he probably very well could have since he was playing elves, and that's usually a running theme too.
Well,
And Pro Elves,
yeah, he might have had a
the
few
squishiest ones.
badly hurts, but there's no lasting injuries for his team, so looks like he should be okay for at least the game next week.
After that, we had Evil Urchin's Holly of Fame Wood Elves versus Milkman Conspiracy's Asylum Studio. I believe that's a Kimry team? Or Undead team?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kimry
Kimry.
team, yeah. All those
No
undead
Pro
look the
Ross.
same. Racist comment there.
It looks like a Warden's
he's
out
a
for his
racist.
next game. He's missing one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
failed leap on the War Dancer.
yeah, he's part of the running theme this week of the War Dancers
Look-
were not good.
Pound the War Dancer.
Where's his tree?
No tree, and the War Dancer's apparently failing leaps. That surprises me. Making leaps on a Nurgle Warrior seems easier at this point.
I don't think either of the Wood Elf teams have a tree, do they? I don't think they do, actually.
That sucks.
But I guess that's part of the price you pay for having a really expensive team anyway.
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh, is that maybe what got him? Lack of reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that definitely get him, especially on elves.
Again, I think that's kind of just one of those things you have to deal with as an elf, starting out with low rerolls.
Yeah, but now he's only got 20k in his treasury. He's gonna have to wait at least one more game before he gets a new reroll.
Yeah. After that, we had Larkolith's Gentlemen and Skullorcs versus Hurlin Rules Toll for the River Styx. I think that was another late night game. In fact, I'm
Time
sure of
zones,
it.
man.
I didn't happen to catch that one myself, so I'm not sure.
I think I caught it the first 2 turns before I fell asleep because it was literally like 2 a.m. at the time for that one.
But it looks like classic orcs there. 1-0.
Yeah, I'm not.
Boring.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had the stats on that one a little bit. It doesn't look like Hurlin Rules guys did much anything because he didn't get any SPP aside the MVP. So it could have just been bad block rolls or bad pickups.
Yeah, but at least he got enough money for Crocs.
Yeah.
That's true. And then the final game there was Jellyfish Sushi's Go Home You're Drunk versus Zaus's Fish Liquors. Is that Amazon versus Rats there? I remember that being a contest of no one picking up the ball for the first half. It got about halfway down the pitch, and then I believe Zaus knocked it free from the Amazons, and then it just didn't get picked back up. Oh yes, that's actually the game that also the Stifling Heat got the Amazons. Lost about 3 or 4 people to it. So made that last drive for the 1-1 tie much more difficult. But, so other than that, covering the first week games, so we had the two running themes of the War Dancers getting pounded and the failing of GFIs into the end zone. I'm sure anybody who saw the Matten versus Robin game we were freaking out kind of in chat about the War Dancers getting murdered in turn 2.
Yes, there was a surf by the werewolves. Don't mess with the werewolves. And then I think the other one was just a straight up block, but then both dead. Turn 2.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that it kind of hurts seeing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy getting the injury SPP, but when you like just murder somebody else's key parts of their team early on, it makes you kind of hurt.
It's cool. See Morgenthorpe maybe at some point.
Yeah, there's definitely some star players showing up on Matten's team for at least the next match or two.
Then there was Cyanide interfered with this game too. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, essentially what happened, and why I'm going to encourage you folks to join into the Steam chat, especially when you're playing a game. Matten versus Robin, it was just a 1-1 tie at about turn 14 or so, and Robin had the go-ahead point tie pretty much wrapped up. I mean, it was going to take some just balls out rolling to get in there and strip him of that. What ended up happening was a little hiccup on Matten's end. He reconnected back into the game, but Cyanide decided not to let him actually connect to the game. So the match terminated, and ended up Robin got essentially the abandonment rewards, even though Matten was actually still in the call and in the game and all that. So what ended up happening is that I kind of went back and just reset the game and re-awarded some of the points around. I gave Robin essentially an extra touchdown to make up for the fact that he was losing out on some injury SPP, because I want to say he had about 5 or 6 injuries against Matten on that one before the reset. What ended up happening then was, since Cyanide has made such a wonderful product, I couldn't like split the MVP or rewards between the two teams afterwards, because I was going to just leave it at that, but that's not an option. So I just reset. I gave Robin an extra touchdown. What that means is that Matten's War Dancers magically came back to life, but I had him cut one of them loose. So I guess he kind of turned out a little bit for the better in that deal, but he still lost. He didn't get winning points. He didn't get any of the money or the MVP SPP for it. So he's still kind of a little behind. And so, I mean, it still was a overall victory for Robin, but at least it leaves Matten with a playable team instead of just nothing but Wood Elf linemen.
Which is absolutely rough.
And Cyanide gave both the MVPs to a zombie, so 2 touchdown zombie, so next up, Super Zombie in the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of wished I could. I understand why they don't allow you to just put the assign SPP rewards to players, but I kind of wish I could have moved that around a little bit, because that's just silly. But yeah, other than that, the other wonderful running thing was the failing of GFIs, and I know I had one. Spider, you had one.
I had one.
Metroid had one.
Into the end zone?
Maybe 2. Yeah, into the end zone.
Oh.
I was failing them all over the place, but one in the end zone.
Yeah, it seems to be very common. Like the actual GFI into the end zone is not just a 2+ roll.
7+.
Yeah, I just failed 3 pickups.
Okay, did you have sure hands?
No, I actually re-rolled them all.
Oh,
I think I had re-rolls for 2 at least.
yeah, that's kind of one of the things that gets me about this game sometimes is like some things that you think you should be able to do fairly easily just don't ever happen, or you expect them to work
It's
and they never do.
probably like you get complacent about it. That
Praise
this
Knuckle.
thing is going to work, and then it doesn't work because you think it's gonna work.
Yeah, 1 in 6 chance sounds like it's oh, that's pretty good odds. I should succeed in that, but no, doesn't work out on paper quite as often.
All hail Nuffle.
But
Yeah.
outside of that, I do kind of want to stress the fact to get people into the Steam chat. They don't have to hang out there all the time. I'm not expecting people to just waste hours of their day in there. But if you're on the play Blood Bowl, just hang out in there, especially to let us know if you're playing a Democracy Bowl game, because there's a bunch of people who enjoy hanging out and watching them, spectating them. It also kind of helps, especially if things go down. If we have another cyanide incident and I need to reset or move points around, or even if you're having problems just getting a hold of your competition for the week, it's good to just hop in and say, "Hey, this is what's going on," so that somebody in the chat knows that something's going wrong or something's messed up, or that you're playing a game and we might want to watch. So it's always good to pop into the Steam community chat and hit us up and say hi and ask us for pun ideas and that kind of thing.
Yes, use Steam Chat. I guarantee you'll find your opponent at least one day earlier, because they're either in there or we will help you find them.
And we have some
Yeah.
folks that also have set up some decent things as far as getting a hold of other people. I know Admiral had that little spreadsheet with everybody's info, the contact info on it. We can always find out if people are online for those of us who kind of just pop in every once in a while just to try to find our matches and don't have the kind of time to hang out in Steam chat. But outside of that, I think we pretty much covered everything for week 1. So week 2 is live, and nobody's played any of those games yet, so we won't cover those. And maybe we'll do another week 2. We shall see.
Alright, sounds good.
So until then, any last words for any of you people?
Halflings
Long
okay.
live the halflings.
You halfling players.
When will we play our game, Wars?
Not now.
Okay.
Alright.
Like next week.
All I know
Okay.
is SixLeggedSpider and I are going to wait to see try and get as many people able to watch as possible before we play our game. Should be a fun one, brawls and halflings.
Which is again another good reason to come into chat. Let everybody know and have some fun with it.
Yeah, I have a Camry versus Halflings this week.
Oh man.
Jesus. Oh, those
That
trees
sounds
better do a
fun.
good job throwing them halflings far enough away. Those
You just
you
need
could
to
easily
kill
have some
his
dead halflings by
TGs.
turn 3.
They all have DG. They'll die really easily.
It's only what, six halflings to take down the Tomb Guardian?
Hell,
Yeah,
he's got the trees.
6, 7 to kick him while he's down.
I advise just having him throw the halflings at the TGs. It might be easier that way.
Yeah, that could also work.
Alright.
Yeah, I plan on throwing skeletons to the trees.
I don't like it. Just kill them.
You know, honestly, I do wish big guys could actually catch the snotling or halflings when they're thrown. I think that would make for some interesting
Intercept.
shenanigans. Intercept a halfling and take the ball instantly. And then, you know,
Yeah.
injury result for the halfling, obviously.
Then
Maybe if he had a throw teammate too, then he could like cat
An
intercept.
ogre catch a halfling and then throw a snotling back at the treeman.
Juggle them.
Juggle.
It just throw the halfling back. Just catch him in the air and throw him back at the tree, man.
Yeah, catch him, take the ball away, throw the tree. Halfling back. You can have him.
Catch him
You only
and
want the
eat
ball.
him.
It sounds like
Oh yeah, if it's an ogre, yeah, you could definitely do that.
Yeah. Always hungry.
it sounds like at that point though the game is not about even messing with the ball anymore. It's just throwing little guys around.
Which is infinitely more fun.
I suppose. Alright guys, I think we'll call it good there, and maybe Steel can harass Walrus to get his game in today.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I've got a bunch of drinks and snacks. I'm looking forward to the games.
Play your games, guy.
Alright, have a good one folks.